Today I'm working on a 2011 G55 Mercedes. Car's in really good shape, fairly low miles. Came in with a brake fluid leak. The low fluid levels on the instrument cluster, and and the brake pedal feels super spongy. So it was leaving a big puddle over the rear axle, underneath the car back here. Lifted it up and found this brake line here rusted out. The rest of the line's in excellent condition, and the other lines back there are in good condition as well. Just this one little area right here rusted out. And I'll show you something that's fairly common. For some reason I see it a lot on Mercedes. I'm not saying that it only happens, it happens on all different vehicles, but Mercedes I think overlooks this a little bit more than a lot of other manufacturers. But I'll show you exactly what caused this and how to avoid it when you're repairing it. Here it is from underneath. This is the line I'm installing right now. I'm going to flare both these sides, put a fitting here, and do a good fitting, a union. But up here, and I feel comfortable doing this rather than running the line all the way forward, because the rest of these lines are in actually really good condition. I don't see any heavy rust anywhere. They're in good shape other than just this. You can see a little bit of rust happening around this area actually from the brake fluid sitting here, and that's what happens if you let brake fluid sit on painted surfaces for a long time. But what happened up here is, if you look at my old line, right in this area here was contacting this harness. If you look at where my new line is, right here, this harness right here, it was actually rubbing on that. And even though you wouldn't really think something with harness tape on it would really affect a piece of powder coated metal, it over time rubs the coating off, and then that's an area where it can rust. So you want to make sure the line's not contacting anything, especially anything that has movement. So what I did was I bent up this line, and it's very similar to the factory one, except for there's a little bit more clearance here, and it's not rubbing on this harness anymore. And I'm probably gonna move it even a little bit further away. I'm just gonna tweak it a little bit, but you want to keep it not touching anything. These fittings are actually kind of nice. These chassis little mounts here for the lines, they're a lot nicer than some of the other manufacturers use. A lot of times Audi, especially on the old Audi models and Volkswagens, they would have a clip kind of like this, except for the bottom would latch and it had a rubber isolator in the middle, and the rubber would hold moisture and salt water and stuff like that, and that would just be another area where it would rot out. These barely even touch the tube at all, and they don't really cause much of a problem. You can see over time it will be more likely to rust out here and cause leaks at these clamps, but right now it's not a problem at all, as you can see here. So normally I would, if this was in real rough shape, I would run the line all the way to the front of the vehicle. But being that the rest of this line is in excellent shape, I'm comfortable, doing a good fitting here. So I'm gonna, flare these on both sides and then do a nice fitting. So it's gonna work out well. So that's all. Just when you're making brake lines and repairing stuff like this, don't let it touch anything. So it doesn't matter what it is, it will rub through over time, and then it'll rot out. So thanks for watching.